recently we saw the killing of Madvi Hidma, one of the most feared Maoist leaders. And a lot
Yes.
of people are discussing that how this is possibly a big turning point in our fight against the Maoist insurgency. How much do you think it will be a hit for the insurgency? And do you think that it will now help us with greater force to disintegrate the entire movement?
Yes, I can well tell you, Hidma, he was, of course, he's the son of the soil of Chhattisgarh. He's from Sukma. He's a 44 years old. And uh, I can well tell you, he joined first CPI and then he joined Maoist movement. He became a central committee member, and he was commanding the first PLGA battalion, the Guerrilla Army battalion in Naxalites, and that is the biggest battalion, operational battalion in the whole of Red Corridor.
Mhm.
And practically, he was the mastermind
Mhm.
of all operations, big operations which were planned and which were executed all over in Red Corridor, including that of Talmetala and Dantewada, where in 2010, 76 CRPF personnel were killed, and then
Yes.
2013, the Jiram
Mhm.
Ghati operation, where 32 Congress leaders were killed, and then 2011, where another 25 CRPF persons were killed, and 2021 also he killed in Sukma, Bijapur Road about 22 police personnel. He was in fact a terror, and
Mhm.
in all the tribal area, because he was the king of Dandakaranya, Bastar, and also Abu Smar. And
Mhm.
he was the only member in Central Committee from Bastar and Dandakaranya division. And anywhere weapons were snatched and recovered from snatched from security forces by Naxalites. That used to go to Hidma's PLJ number one PLJ battalion.
Mhm.
That was Hidma. I had been to uh, Jiram Ghati just 3 days after the incident happened in 2013. And I know how Hidma planned with 350 Naxalites there in ambush, and they escaped very nicely through Tulsi Dogri to uh, Odisha in Malkangiri. They escaped to another state. Now, as because after this Karaigura operation in April, which continued for 21 days, and the biggest operation in the history of security forces in India, there 31 Naxalites were killed, and Hidma was also there.
Yeah.
But Hidma had 5-layer security, and he could manage to escape from that place.
Mhm.
Then, of course, Vasav Raju was killed with 26 more civilians, more Naxalites in
Mhm.
Chhattisgarh. There also Hidma was there. And there also Hidma escaped. Hidma was, he was a great person. He knew the terrain. The best part of it, he knew the terrain, and he knew all the roads and how to escape in an operation. And then what happened? Venugopal surrendered at Gadchiroli. He requested Hidma, please surrender, come to Mukhyadhara and come back. But he didn't bother for Venugopal's messages. Then his mother was contacted. His mother sent a message, Hidma's mother. Hidma, please come back. Leave the weapons, leave this
Mhm.
thing, and come back. Come back to your home. I am waiting. He refused to come back. He
Mhm.
thought perhaps after so many persons leaders were killed and so many persons were apprehended and lot of leaders surrendered, he may lead whole of Naxalites all over India. That is
Yeah.
what he thought.
Mhm.
But the way Chhattisgarh security forces, they started operating all over places. We had about more than 100 forwarding operation bases in Dandakaryana, Bastar, and Abusmar, where they were dominating. We entered there and opened the camps. He had no other option than to escape to Andhra.
Yeah.
He tried to escape. He tried to escape with his wife Raje Rajaka. She was also along with him, and another four Naxalite leaders. They all six of them, they were escaping from Chhattisgarh to Andhra to take shelter there. But
Mhm.
this information, this intelligence could come to security forces, and Telangana police, Greyhound, including Andhra police, Odisha police, and Chhattisgarh police, they all surrounded him in Meredu-Dubali forest of Aluri district in Odisha, Andhra border, Chhattisgarh border in the Tri-Junction. And the contact continued from 6 o'clock, and the firing started from 6 o'clock morning, and that all the end of Hidma. Hidma was killed along with his wife and other 4 Naxalites. That is what I am telling. After Hidma was killed, PLGA battalion, the biggest battalion, the operational battalion of Naxalites and the Maoists, they don't have a leader. There is no young leader who can lead PLGA battalion, and most of the weapons have been surrendered.
Yeah.
And they don't have a place to recruit. The tribals are not interested to be recruited into Maoism and Naxalites, and they don't have a training place also to give them the training, and they don't have an instructor. They had the improvised explosive device instructor, that is a Meturi Jokharao, called Tech Shankar. And this Tech Shankar, the leader, he was also the central committee member of Andhra Odisha border. The next day, in the same forest, in the same district, he was with another 6 Naxalites, with 3 women Naxalites. They were also trying to escape, and the next day again firing continued from 6 to 7, 1 hour, and Tech Shankar was killed along with 6 more Naxalites, including 3 women Naxalites. So that is the end of I'm telling you, operational capability of Naxalites. They cannot have any force to go direct to ambush security forces or direct to open fire. They just don't have the capability. Now what they can do, if few persons are there, they will go for placing improvised explosive devices in a place with pressure switch, so that by chance security forces, they go on that road or track, they may be blasted. That is a different issue. That happens everywhere in India. But they are finished now. And what Mr. Amit Shah and our Honorable Prime Minister, they gave that verdict, you see, by 31st March 26. And then Amit Shah ji told, before 30th November, I want Hidma to be apprehended, or I want Hidma to surrender, or I want Hidma to be killed. And this happened 12 days before 30th of November 2025. And I am very sure what Honorable Prime Minister has thought, that India will be Naxal Mukt Bharat. That's a Naxal Mukt Bharat. It may happen by 31st December 2025, because Hidma has gone, and operational capability that has gone to zero. Devji is now wondering, he is now running away. Devji is running away. He will be killed or to be caught, or he may surrender any time.
Now the family of Devji is saying that he has been apprehended, but the police has denied it.
Yes, there was a statement by his family, and it came out the next day when Tech Shankar was killed. Information came that Devji also was killed, but all the 7 dead bodies, they were identified, and Devji is still there, and he is there, and that's all. But Devji cannot lead PLGA 1st Battalion. He has no operational capability, but Devji will be caught. Devji will surrender. They have no other option. And the best part of it, Hina, I will tell you, this 1st PLGA battalion personnel, so-called Naxalites with weapons, they are giving a message that we are ready to surrender. The surrender policy of Chhattisgarh government is such, which was adopted by Odisha, Andhra, Telangana, and all other states. The way they are looking after those surrendering Naxalites and their families, definitely the PLGA battalion, 1st battalion personnel will surrender with arms. They have no other option.